Hello everyone, welcome to another Valheim video. Today you're going to learn how to play Enigma Mode for Valheim. Enigma Mode is an open source community-run rework of Valheim's mechanics that I've been managing for the past year and a half. Valheim's early game is a masterpiece, yet once you've played long enough, the world changes each playthrough, but the journey starts to feel the same. Meadows, Black Forest, Swamp. Meadows, Black Forest, Swamp. Meadows, Black Forest, and swamps. You gather the same material, kill the same bosses, and follow similar routes. So while you're surrounded by an incredibly unique world, your experience of it doesn't actually change that much. Enigma is a Valheim rework designed to make the experience feel unknown again. It gives you more places to start, more ways to progress, and the freedom to take risks that would never make sense in a traditional Valheim playthrough. This video will show you how to start playing Enigma without feeling too overwhelmed. You don't need to understand its thousands of mechanics, you only need to know where to begin, how to progress, and what will help you survive. The rest is designed to reveal itself as you play. Enigma lets you choose how risky your Valheim experience should be this playthrough. You begin at one of 3 different start temples, all away from the center of the world. These new starting points expose you immediately to a lot more biome diversity than you're used to. You could go with something safe by heading towards the central meadow, the deepest meadow in the game. Or you could take a risk and sail off into the sunset. Each player can claim 1 free carve per real world day. You get it by going close to the water, and then you'll see this message. You go say boat, and then boom, wait a moment, and you got a boat. Look at that. You'll find that all of the boats are much faster than what you're used to, allowing you to sail and escape danger more easily. You could use it to sail towards a later on biome, or sail back into safety. You could go into the Mistlands, the Plains, or even the Ashlands if you were really dedicated, way earlier on than you're used to. You also could be a more reasonable person and save your daily carve for emergency situations, where you die after making your regular carve, and you can just use this to get back to it quickly. There's all sorts of different ways to use mechanics in Enigma. And best yet, getting stranded somewhere dangerous doesn't mean the run is over. Enigma monsters drop different materials that you need to build and progress. So it's possible for you to progress in any biome that you want. There is a lot to learn, but you don't need to learn it all at once. After all, different players enjoy different things. Forsaken boss chests are the key to progression in Enigma. There's 1 boss chest for each Forsaken, and you can find the boss chest by going to the Forsaken altar. Your first goal is to find the Aether boss altar. Once you approach it, the chest will spawn. And don't worry about any monsters nearby, because the Aether boss altar is protected to make sure that you can get to know the boss chest's mechanics without a whole bunch of things attacking you. There's 1 boss chest for each Forsaken boss in Valheim. Your run may begin with Aether, but it doesn't need to stay on one fixed route. After completing your first boss chest, you can do them in any order. Actually, you don't even have to do the first one first, but really it's gonna make your process a lot easier. The first boss chest is pretty much a tutorial that you should complete to get the best experience. After that, you're free to just get marooned wherever you want. Welcome to Enigma Mode, Nomadic Valheim. All you have to do is acquire the items it asks for, put them in the chest, and then shut the chest. It'll automatically swap to your rewards, which will always be the progression items and some extra stuff. Not just that, but every boss chest also gives you a specific perk. In this case, our beds are now totally invincible. Now, you can go on that epic adventure because you know your bed will always be there waiting for you. The only command you need to actually remember in Enigma is say help. So just go say help, ? And that's going to give you a bunch of other commands that you can use to learn about any of the other mechanics. You can also jump at any time to clear the screen of any annoying text that I may have placed in your way. I apologize in advance. Valheim's inventory works well in the beginning of the game, but it doesn't grow with the rest of the game. As you unlock more foods, tools, armors and materials, crafting things, and other recipes, it really starts to be rather overwhelming how many items there are and how much time you spend on this screen looking at these things. You're seeing modded UI, but you get the point. In Vanilla Valheim, the further you progress, the more time you spend sorting items instead of exploring. Your inventory fills faster, your storage grows, and every trip ends with moving stacks between chests. More and more and more stacks. Ultimately, inventory management becomes a large part of the game, even though many players do not enjoy doing it so often. In Enigma, the Dverger give you another way to deal with that burden. Every Dverger in Enigma that you find in the world can trade. Specifically, they can buy items from you. To check if something is sellable, just toss any amount of the item to the Dverger and then look at the top of your screen. You'll see the price the Dverger offers. If you throw the actual stack size at them, then it will immediately get converted into coins, as you saw there. Coins themselves remain useful throughout the entire run, with multiple systems allowing you to have many new uses for them. There are certain trades that are available anywhere in the world. If you have coins, you could take 990 coins while you're still in the meadows and then buy 200 ashwood, just like that. You can also use coin piles to trigger dungeon resets. So once you've cleared a dungeon, 999 coins built outside, boom, look at that. Brand new dungeon, different layout, more replayability. Coin piles aren't just about buying some building resources, they are the backbone of the Dverger-based economy in Enigma. When you first start Enigma, you'll find the main path building itself away from the primary starting temple. And if you keep following it, it will reach the edge of the world where a pleasant surprise is waiting for you. From time to time, the path will stop and demand tribute from you. Just build the coin pile on the platform, and then Enigma is going to power through. But be careful, because you're not the only one who can use the Enigma path. To be honest with you, Enigma can look a lot harder than it really is. I know it has no map and no portals and insane combat situations, and all that stuff makes new players think that it's some hardcore version of Valheim. But that's not true. Enigma also gives you extreme powers. You just don't know about them yet. If you keep playing Enigma like it's vanilla, then it's gonna kill you constantly. You're going to spend more time dying than exploring, and you're not going to have very much fun. Enigma becomes easier when you let go of your old habits and start embracing Enigma's mechanics. For example, if you're on the path and you want to get down to the ground, you can just type, say, stairs, and then boom, you can make one of these every 200 meters. And look at that, what is this? Yes, it is true, there are things in the ocean. You can find traders with special offers in boats, and various islands made by different people in the community. Fire arrows are the newbie Enigma player's best friend. You're gonna get killed a lot, and it's gonna frustrate you until you meet the fire arrow. Fire arrows are bomb arrows in Enigma, so you can use these to blow up huge amounts of monsters. Just be careful, because if you're not, you're gonna blow up yourself. The fire arrows explode a few seconds after impact, causing large area of effect damage. This allows you to clear groups of enemies that you simply wouldn't be able to fight normally, and I strongly encourage you to use them in the beginning of your Enigma experience. Other elemental arrows provide control or exploit enemy weaknesses, such as the poison arrow, the frost arrows, and the silver arrows, all incredibly powerful. Arrows can be shot into the ground, and then they will explode a few seconds later. But as you just saw, you have to make sure that you're out of the way first. You'll blow yourself up a few times, but you'll learn. We've also reworked melee to make it more viable in the mid and late Valheim experience. In Enigma, you can get a bubble block by blocking once. This will give you the magic barrier, making you invincible for one hit. This means that you can go into an invincible defensive mode when you're fighting in melee by holding block down. The catch is the moment you let go, you're now vulnerable and a hard hit will break your bubble and then a second hit will kill you. This creates a totally new melee dynamic that allows you to fight starred monsters more effectively later on in the game. In addition to that, there's all sorts of little extra goodies that you can get as well. For example, if you have a tower shield equipped, then you'll see that it automatically gives you the run faster tonic. What we've done in Enigma is look at the things in Valheim that people don't really do, and do everything that we can to make them fun to do, so that no matter what it is you like to do in this wonderful game, you can find a way to do it, and you're not going to feel like it's invalid. There's all sorts of little things like this, but I don't have time to go over all of them. All of these mechanics help make melee feel more enjoyable throughout the entirety of your Valheim experience. And that's what's so special about Enigma. Your first run doesn't need a plan. You'll just start at the start temple, and then you'll have to find the Ether boss chest. If you feel lost about mechanics, then you can just type "say help" and learn about anything you want. Just keep in mind that that's only a small amount of the actual mechanics in the game. Most things are designed to be found out as you play. So go out and adventure. Take the daily carve and sail somewhere dangerous. Sell what you find to a diverger, spend the coins, and try anything that looks remotely appealing to you. If you want to go find a lovely place to build with ashwood, then you can do that the moment you get your hands on 990 coins. In Enigma Mode, it's designed to make Valheim give more of itself to you. If you like to build, you can go do that. If you want to explore, you can do that. And if you want to fight, woof, you can do that. I haven't mentioned it, but the dungeons and camps are way more intense, and you can respawn them. You're gonna have a blast. Enigma is all about emergent gameplay, the thing that Valheim already does so well. Where will the carve carry you? What beast will chase you from the shore? What biome that should have killed you will become your home? What unexpected mechanic will save your life at the last moment? Your run will grow entirely from these moments that you couldn't have planned. You might lose your boat and crash somewhere. You might build beside a biome that you used to avoid. You might discover one mechanic that completely changes the way that your particular group plays for the rest of your session. This is where Enigma becomes fun. It's all about stopping Valheim from getting in the way of Valheim. The world stops feeling like a route, and it starts feeling like your unique story that actually changes every playthrough. Because each time you play, you've learned so much from playing before that you have a fundamentally different experience on the next playthrough. In Enigma, you can activate the start temples, opening a rift, allowing you to teleport in between them. This opens up every seed, because instead of having one outcome that you have to deal with, you get 3 different start temples to pick from, all in completely different places in the world. So just choose a start temple and take that first step. Start safely, or sail somewhere you shouldn't go. Run from whatever finds you, use what you discover, and build wherever you survive. We can't play Valheim for the first time again, but together we can recreate that feeling.